I've spent the last 2 months driving around the state, getting to meet our members and getting to learn some of the issues that they're facing. And the number one thing I'm hearing from all corners of the state is workforce. It's the largest challenge we face as a state. And whether you're in a high growth area or an area that's got some stagnant growth right now, it's still the number one challenge that I'm hearing across the state. So my message is clear. If we know that's our number one challenge, we know the global economy is going to demand a more highly qualified workforce, we've got to take steps today and now to make sure we're preparing our kids to meet that challenge.
What are the key things that need to be done in order to accomplish that?
Well, I think it's a holistic approach. I mean, you've got to look at K-12 education and say, what are we doing today to prepare our kids for that challenge? That comes with standards, that comes with math and critical thinking and reading and doing a better job of teaching that. Quite frankly, in Louisiana, we're 48th in the country in terms of teaching reading, and the United States is 17th in the world in teaching reading to our kids. We know that 80% of the new jobs in the new economy are going to require critical thinking and reading. We do a very bad job of it. So we're at the bottom of the list in a country that's mediocre compared to its world peers. That's not going to cut it. And so we've got to really take a good look at K-12 schools, improve our standards in math and critical thinking to one thing. And then we send them into a post-secondary environment. We know our community and technical schools play an important role, but a lot of times we forget to talk about the four-year schools. They play just as important in workforce development. And as we look over the next session to kind of figure out ways to reform higher ed, there's a lot of people talking about it, I want to make sure we keep workforce development a high priority for that mission. And so those two pieces, developing that pipeline of kids, I think it's going to clear up a lot of the issues we can have and get us into a workforce pipeline that will make us competitive with other states.
Although legislative session doesn't start until March, any ideas on what type of bills that LABI will be promoting?
We will have a workforce package. It'll be a robust, and it'll be, again, holistic from K-12 through post-secondary. It'll also call on improvements from the WIC and the WIBs and all the other acronyms out there that are involved in workforce. And we're working with stakeholders right now to develop that package. There will also probably be some initiatives when it comes to legal reform. There's been a lot of discussion lately about some of the lawsuit culture we have here in the state of Louisiana. We're going to try to propose some common sense reforms to make it a more fair and accessible legal system for those that need it, but not just a runaway legal system that is an inhibitor to business investment. We're concerned about that. Those are two big priorities we'll have next session.
When today's program is over, what would you like people to keep in mind about the importance of business and industry in Louisiana?
I think the number one thing for folks to remember is we have to face reality in this state. We are competing in a global economy. We are not competing city versus city. We are competing versus other states and other countries for jobs. And as the recession is starting to peel back and capital is starting to be invested by companies out there, we have to beat other states and we have to beat other countries for those dollars. And to do that, we have to have a highly skilled workforce, and we have to have an environment that is conducive to investment. That means a fair legal structure. That means a fair regulatory structure. That means a fair tax code. All the little things, we have to work harder than other states to win in the new economy. And so I think if people walk away with the recognition we're competing with other states for jobs and we're going to do the little things today to make sure we can win that battle, that's the best thing we can walk away with.
If people have questions like more information about the work of LABI, what should they do?
Well, obviously you can find us on the web. We're www.labi.org. And also you're going to see a lot of us out there. We're going to put more of a focus on content and research and being aggressive on social media. And so you'll see a lot of us out there. So whether you want to find us or not, we'll probably find you with information. But please look us up, call us for information. We've got 2,500 members in the state, and we're always looking to expand more, and especially into some of these new industries and all. That's very important to the growth of Louisiana.